Hi, this is Christy with Paper Snippets and Handcrafts. Today I'm going to show you an album I created from KarolinasKrafts. She has an SVG cut file and a few different words Christmas themed. She had joy, Noel, and I chose peace. I read the book of Luke through December, and I started it on the 1st and ended it on the 24th. And I thought this would be a great way to document some of the verses that I was reading. I used my silhouette to cut out the SVG files. I used various dies in my stash. Some of them were like scrap diva dies, paper tray ink, and I even created some SVG files, and I'll show you those in the back. I used a 1-inch spine. I used, excuse me, I used my cinch to punch the holes, and I used my larger cinch to bind it. I used the Star of Bethlehem paper that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. It says 2022, but I think I got this last year. I know they didn't have it this year, but this paper is just, it's like really, really pretty paper. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. The first page with the P on the back side, I created a pocket, and then I created a little tag to go inside. It says peace on earth. And then I created this with a die cut, baby Jesus in a manger. The next page I just left blank. I like the way this looked the way it was. And then the following page is where I started documenting scripture. I put a pocket here. And then on this side, I know it kind of wastes paper, but I purposely placed pieces of paper that I wanted to cut out in specific areas on my mat, my cutting mat. I would look at, where it was on the piece of paper, and then so if this started at 1 inch by 5 inches, then I would place my cut file on my computer on the mat on that area. And it ended up turning out pretty well. This whole scene I got cut out pretty well. And then here's the tag that I created. This is scrap diva dies right here. And then here's some more scripture. Here's a star I die cut out. This paper's really pretty. And here's some more scripture. These banners are from Scrap Divas dies. And then on the next page, I didn't put anything over here because the scripture was kind of talking about what the paper was saying. So on the next page, I created a little tag. Here's the pocket I created. And on the other side, I just did a little ornament. Later on, you'll see on the paper that there's some ornaments in the paper. And I left this page blank. This is probably one of my favorite pieces of paper in the paper pad. So then that was the book of Luke, and then in the book of Matthew, it tells more about the wise men. So I kind of switched over scriptures to Matthew to talk about the wise men and the journey that they went on to find Christ when he was born, I should say as a child, because they actually found him when he was a child, not an infant. Here's the paper that has the little ornaments on it. It's really pretty. And then the next page is just continuing the story from the book of Matthew. I kind of use this paper, because the journey the wise men went on, and then also that Joseph and Mary had to flee and go to Egypt, and there was a lot going on, so I thought this paper went well with that. And then on this, I just pulled from the book of Isaiah where it prophesied about Christ's birth. And then on the last page, the last 2 pages, it's where I didn't know where. I probably should have put this belly band further forward in the book, but I didn't. So this is where it ended up. But anyway, this is the wise men and their gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And so I created this belly band. I can slide something underneath this if I want, but I haven't. These 3 gifts were used, a die was used, and also a die was used to create these envelopes. And then I made my own SVG file, and I created the gold, the frankincense, and the myrrh. And those just are little cards that slide in and out. I used a punch to create this circle. I have an old Stampin' Up! Punch that I created that circle with. And then the back page is just all is calm and bright with the wise men again. So here's the front again. This was really fun to make, and the SVG file, the directions were simple. If you've used a silhouette before or a Cricut to cut your stuff out with, it was just easy. I will say one thing that I did do is I did layer one more layer on my letters. So I have the black layer, the gold, and the pattern paper, and I use the offset on the silhouette to do this. So anyway, thanks for watching, you guys, and hopefully I will be back soon with another video.